Hi guys, welcome back on my YouTube channel. I'm Ping Ping, and for today's video, I will give you a guide or overview on how to process a K-1 visa, especially if your beneficiary is a Filipino. So let's go ahead and start. All right guys, so first things you need to remember when you're when you're preparing for a K-1 visa process is that number one, the petitioner and the beneficiary must meet first in person. So you can't file a K-1 visa if you and the beneficiary or your fiance did not meet in person. But there are special circumstances that you can apply for K-1 visa if you did not meet in person. But there's a lot of process that you need to provide why you guys did not meet in the first place before you file a petition. And it only under special condition or special circumstances. But the general rule is that you and your fiance should meet in person before you can file a K-1 visa petition. Number two, you must file your K-1 visa petition 2 years from the time that you meet in person. After 2 years, you cannot file a K-1 visa petition anymore. You need to meet each other again. And also you have to remember that K-1 visa petition is only available for US citizen. If you're a green card holder, temporary worker, or different types of visa, you cannot avail the K-1 visa process. It's only available for those who are US citizen. So the petitioner should be a US citizen in order for them to file a K-1 visa petition for their beneficiary or fiance. All right, things that you need to remember if you are applying for K-1 visa. Number one, you and your fiance intend to marry one another within 90 days of your fiancé admission to the United States on a K-1 non-immigrant visa. Number two, you and your fiancé are both legally free to marry. So that's are the basic requirements in order for you to file for a K-1 visa petition. So what are the steps when you're applying for K-1 visa? Step one, the petitioner needs to petition his or her fiancé in the Philippines or in a country of origin of the beneficiary. So petitioner will file the form I-120F, stands for fiancé, or petition for alien fiancé. The petitioner need to fill out the form I-129F. Second, the petitioner need to pay for a filing fee for the K-1 visa. And as of today, the filing fee is $675. So that are the steps on the side of the petitioner. Other than that, guys, the petitioner need also to remember to fill out the form and attach necessary documents in the packet before sending it to the USCIS. So remember, you have to fill out the form, attach necessary documents needed, such as your proof of citizenship, proof of intention to marry, and also pictures that you together meet in person, and proof of relationship is ongoing. So those are the examples of the documents that you need to include in your form I-129. As a petitioner, if you're filing the petition and you need to submit it in the USCIS. All right, so once the petition is approved by the USCIS, the US Embassy or the consulate will notify the petitioner and the beneficiary that the case is ready. From the time that you submitted your petition, K-1 visa takes usually 6 to 9 months approval time. But during the time of a pandemic, it usually runs for 1.5 years because of, COVID and short staff, blah, blah, blah. But for as of today, they said that the regular processing time for K-1 visa petition is 6 months to 9 months, and it depends on where did you submit your packet or which is your processing center. So you have also to take note of that. All right, so here we go. Example, it's already case ready. What is the next steps? This is where the beneficiary role will take place. Once the case is ready, it's the beneficiary's time to shine. All right, what are the things that the beneficiary need to do? So step two is the beneficiary getting ready. So if you're a Filipino and your petitioner is a US citizen, the things that you need to do as a beneficiary once your case is ready is number one, prepare yourself for a medical at St. Luke's Ermita, or they call it SLEC, St. Luke's Ermita Clinic. You have to prepare yourself for a medical Number two, step two is book and attend your interview at US Embassy in Manila. And number three is wait for your visa to be issued or on hand. And once your visa is on hand, you can book a flight to the US and live happily ever after. All right, okay, that's it. But you have to remember what are the things you need to do when you are preparing for yourself for the medical and when you book your interview and when you fly to the US. All right, so prepare yourself for the medical. But before that, let me introduce to you my visa consultancy. I process US visa for tourist visa, K-1 visa, and spousal visa, and other types of US visa processes. So if you need help for visa process for your US visa, don't forget to message my page, the Muller's Visa Consultancy. We offer assistance for any types of US visa process. All right, thank you. Please follow and like our page, the Muller's US Visa Consultancy. All right, back to the steps. So let's say the beneficiary is preparing herself or himself for the medical at the SLEC Ermita. So what are the things that you need to do if you're preparing for medical? Number one step is you have to create an account at SLEC website. All the website and the links are in the caption or in the comment down below. Check for the YouTube, for the video description for all the links that you need in preparing for your visa process. All right, so what are the things that you need to do? Step one, you have to create an account in SLEC website if you're preparing for your medical at the SLEC clinic. Number two, you have to schedule an appointment for you to have your medical at the SLEC. Number three, you have to pay for your medical fee. The medical fee is 18,540 pesos for adult and 11,400 for kids. For kids, if you have K2 and K1, all right? So you can pay your medical online on your card, or you can pay it over the counter at the cashier in the clinic. Step four, you have to attend the medical and wait for your result. The result will be released at the same date. If you don't have any sputum test result, you're good to go. You can book for your appointment. And if you have a sputum, that's the sad part because you have to wait for 3 months to 6 months for the medication and for other medical laboratories that you need to do for you to pass your sputum. So once you pass, you can go ahead and book your appointment at the US Embassy for your interview. All right, so what are the things that you need to do when you book and attend your interview at the US Embassy Manila? The things that you need to remember when you book and attend your interview at the US Embassy Manila are: number one, pay the visa fee. $265 for K-1 visa, and you need to pay it at the RCBC Bank. Number two, fill out the DS-160. Number three, schedule an interview in the portal. Number four, attend the interview and present all the necessary documents. So guys, I will not show you how to fill out the form here in this video because this is just the overview when you process your K-1 visa from start to finish. I will make a different video on how to pay for your medical, how to pay for your visa fee, and how to fill out the form DS-160 and other stuff. But if you can check the link on the description box for reference, okay? All right, so what are the things that you need to prepare, or what are the documents that you need to bring during your interview? This is also very important so that you don't need to wait, and so that the consul will not request for additional documents. You have to bring all the necessary documents to make sure that you got everything covered and your visa will be approved right away. So remember of the things that you need to present during your interview at the US Embassy Manila, okay? So girl, number one is Philippine passport, that's automatic. DS-160 confirmation page, interview confirmation page, letter of case approved by National Visa Center. You have to print that. 2 pieces photo with US visa standard size. Applicant's birth certificate issued by the National Statistics Office or NSO. NBI clearance. Police certificates from all foreign countries where the applicant lived for at least 6 months starting at the age of 16. Especially if you're OFW and you work abroad for more than 6 months, you have to get a police certificate. Next, evidence of relationship with the petitioner. This is where the photo album of the scrapbook that you're making to present that you really meet your fiance in person. Next, evidence of financial support. This is where the payslip, your contract of your petitioner, payslip, and also the financial support form that you need to fill out. The petitioner need to fill out a proof of financial support. Medical examination completed by St. Luke's Medical Center Extension. The medical center or St. Luke's will provide you your result and you can bring it during your interview. All right, so that's the documents needed during the interview. Okay, guys, let's say you passed the interview. Step 1, petitioner need to fill out the form, submit, process. Step 2, case ready, beneficiary will attend the interview, medical, stuff like that. Step 3, visa approved and visa on hand. So you need to fly to the US. You have 6 months to leave the country. Make sure you enter the US before your visa expires, and that's only valid for 6 months. So what are the things that you need to do when you are in the US? Step 4, get married. Marriage. Remember that the condition for K-1 is to get married within 90 days from the time that you enter the United States. So do not wait for 90 days to really maximize. Right away, if you can get married, because you need to process a lot of documents again. So get married marriage at step 4, okay? Step 5, that is the adjustment of status, and you need to submit the form in the USCIS. So you apply for adjustment of status, you fill out the form I-485, application to register permanent residence or adjust status. At the same time, while you're applying for your adjustment of status, you can apply for social security number. Remember, you cannot have a green card if you will not process the AOS or adjustment of status. Adjustment of status will give you your green card, advance parole, and your work permit. And also you can process your social security number in the SSA office or Social Security Administration office. So that's it. The process composed of 5 steps from petition to adjustment of status. And you have to remember, you need to pay for the adjustment of status. The difference of spousal visa and K-1 visa is spousal do not need to apply for adjustment of status, and they don't need to pay for the filing fee for the adjustment of status. K-1, you need to file adjustment of status and you need to pay for the filing fee, and that's around 1,000, something like that. And you have to wait for the USCIS to process it. It's also like around 3 months, depending on your state, to maximum of 1 year, okay? You cannot get a job if you don't have green card, but you know, that's the process of K-1. All right, guys, so there's a useful links that you can see. You can also check the links at the description box below. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you learned something from this video. If you have questions, don't forget to comment down below. Please like and subscribe on my YouTube channel. Thanks, bye!